All right, guys, so how do we impress people with magic? Listen actively. Are you even listening? Make eye contact. Yeah, okay, shut up. So, impress people with magic. How? You have them pick a card, shuffle it into the deck, and then you find the card. Yeah, it's been done before. Next. We vanish the moon. Are you stupid? We can't do that. Can we do that? No, we can't do that. Next idea. Anyone got anything? Hey, sorry I'm late, guys, but... Alright, what do you got for me, V? So you have them pick a card and shuffle it in the deck. Okay, we've already been through the... Wait, hold on. You have them pick a second card and shuffle that in the deck too. Alright, something new. And then you have them pick a third card. Are we just picking the whole deck? Wait, listen. Actively. What are you doing? What are you looking at? So that third card is able to find the other two selected cards. Huh? Huh? Right? Meh. Alright, yo, so check this out. For those of you who are curious, today I'm going to be using the Deadpool playing cards. These are phenomenal. Sorry about that. Something about Deadpool just kind of brings it out of me. Here's how it's gonna go down. We're gonna start by having the deck shuffled up by a spectator. And as soon as they're satisfied with all the shuffling, they're gonna take and pick out any card they want. Let's just say this card. Take a look at this card and memorize it, right? Once that card has been memorized, we'll lose it somewhere in the center of the deck. So as I shuffle, you can call it stop. Let's just say here, all right? We'll take this card, if I can pick it up, take this card, leave it right at that location, and shuffle it in. Now we need a second card selected. How are we gonna do that? Well, easy. We're gonna have a second spectator pick out a card. So second spectator, they can pick out any card they want. Let's just say this one. So take a look at this card and memorize it as well. Of course, you're only one person, so you're gonna have to memorize both cards. And again, we'll also take this card and lose it somewhere right in the center of the deck. Here's where it gets a bit more fun, because now not only did we lose two cards in the center, right? We lost them somewhere in the center. It's not like they're anywhere on top or hopefully nowhere on the bottom. They're lost somewhere in the center. Now I'm going to give you the option to pick out any card that you want, and any card that you pick out will be used to help locate your selected cards. And watch, it's actually pretty cool. Let's just say you want this. You know what? You want to change your mind. You don't want this one. That card is trash. You want this one. This is the card that's going to determine everything. And this card is... You want to change your mind? Okay, no worries. This card is the Queen of Diamonds. Blind Owl, I believe. A blind lady is going to help us find our cards. Perfect. So let's use Queen. How do you spell Queen? Q-U-E-E-N. Check it out. Q-U-E-E-N. And the card at this position, boom, the Ace of Clubs, the first selected card. Right? Pretty impressive. Now, let's take this a step further. Of course, we found one selected card. How do we find the second one? Well, Blind Owl is actually quite smart. As soon as we spread out the deck, we'll see Blind Owl is going to be back-to-back with just one card. And that card is the second selected card, the Six of Hearts. Yeah. Yeah, that's not straight. Okay. What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn magic, master your performance, and captivate audiences. The effect I just shared with you is known as Double Location by Harry Lorraine. It's a very simple concept, but depending on how you sell it, it could fool a lot of people. So before we dive right into the tutorial, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and get ready to share with all your friends. Now grab your favorite deck, and let's do it. And welcome to the tutorial. Just a bit more info before we get started. I love this tuck case. It looks, that's not the info. The info is, I would say this is maybe like a high-level beginner or a low-level intermediate trick, just because it requires a bit of control right at the beginning, but after that, it's literally all smooth sailing. So to start off, grab any deck of playing cards, and let's do this together. So to start, you take the cards right out of the tuck case and hand it off to a spectator to shuffle it up. This gives them like a false sense of control, even though of course they have absolutely none, but it gives them some empowerment. You know, everyone needs that. And ideally you want two spectators for this trick, right? Two spectators for this trick. And the reasoning for that is because usually one spectator might forget two cards. Sometimes one spectator forgets one card. So you have two spectators selected, so they each remember what their selected card is, right? So now you can have the picking process one of two ways. You can either do it the way that I did it in my performance, where it was one card selected, then shuffled somewhere into the center, then a second card selected, or you can just have two cards selected at once and then lose them both in the center. It's completely up to you, depending on how much you like controls and how comfortable you are controlling cards. But I recommend the first method, and that's what I'm going to teach. But you can also apply it to the second method where both cards are selected together. So, saying all that, we have a card selected by a spectator. So first card is the 3 of diamonds. Now what's going to happen is you're going to take this card and shuffle it into the deck. Shuffle it into the deck while maintaining it on top. For a beginner method, I would say give the deck a cut like this. Give the deck a swing cut. So I hold it in a middle grip, thumb on bottom, middle ring finger on top. Swing cut using my index finger, pivot out, grab this card here, right? And then you take the spectator selected card, in this case the 3 of diamonds, ask them to put the card right on top of this pile here. Do another swing cut, but have a break between these 2 packets. Take this 3rd packet, put it down, put this next packet above the break, down and down. So this is a simple method of keeping their card controlled right on top of the deck and up to speed, right? Their card is selected, 3 of diamonds. You give it a, oh, sorry, my bad. 3 of diamonds selected, boom. Have this card put on top, cut, 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 lost somewhere in the center, where in actuality, it's on top of the deck. Now, you can either do it that way, or the more advanced method that I used is you have the card here, right? And as you're shuffling, ask them when to stop. Wherever they call out stop, have the card returned to that position. So in this case, it's here, and I do a controlled overhand shuffle. So now I bring this back, and by the way, I have a full tutorial on it, full masterclass, put the link on the screen. You pull this card back like so, and continue shuffling on top of it. This is known as an in-jog. So you can see the card is sticking out in the back, but from the front view, no one can actually see that. You come back, push down and forward with your thumb here, and now you continue the overhand shuffle until you get to that break. And as soon as you get here, throw the rest of the cards over, maintaining the 3 of diamonds on top. You could do it either one of those 2 ways, they both work. Right, so 1 card is now lost in the deck. Second card selected, right? Spectator number 2, they pick out a second card, it's a 9 of spades. So we have 3 diamonds, 9 of spades. For this card, I do the same thing. Here, you really can't do the cut that I did. That would make it a bit difficult. But so you would most likely have to do the overhand shuffle control. But you could also do something else, which I guess I can cover right now. So we have this card, for example. You return it to the top of the deck. And now you want to grab a pinky break above the bottom 3 cards. So what you can do is you can pinch the bottom of the deck like this with your index finger, like so. And here you could see the cards start to separate like this. And I have a full tutorial on this move on my Patreon. You can check that out if you want to. But you grab 3 cards like this. And now once those cards are grabbed, you can give the deck a double undercut. So you swing cut this packet, move it under here. Then you break off half that packet, bring it to the top. Everything under the break now, bring that to the top as well. And these cards will be controlled now to the 5th and 4th position from the top of the deck, right? Either one of those methods, you can either use that method, or after this card is selected, right? We shuffled the 3 of diamonds, it's on top of the deck. The 9 of diamonds is returned on top. And now you do an overhand shuffle, but you count off 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, peel off 3 cards with a thumb. In jog like we did last time, and then keep shuffling. And now if you're tired of shuffling, you can just take where this break is, again push down and forward, cut at that point, cut, cut, and again you've controlled the card to the 4th and 5th positions. At this point, if you want to sell it even more, you can say the card is nowhere on top, flip over maybe 2 top cards, and it's nowhere near the bottom, hopefully, right? And this again instills in their mind that their card is truly somewhere in the center, which it is. So now I just do a quick ribbon spread out all the cards like this, and emphasize to the spectator that they could pick out any card they want from this entire deck, and that card will help locate their selected card. And here's how it works. The card that they pick, the crazy thing with the deck of cards is every single card is either spelled with 3 letters, 4 letters, or 5 letters. And any of those letters will help us find the selected cards. So you have any card selected, truly any card. And this you really have to emphasize because this kind of instills in them that they have a freedom of choice. And giving them that freedom, it's like they could truly do anything and like they could pick anything. It's insane. So you have a card selected by them. In this case, it's the 2 of clubs, right? So there's, again, like I said, 3 situations, a 3-letter word, 4-letter word, or 5-letter word. If it's a 3-letter word, what you're gonna do is deal off, you're gonna spell the number 2, right? So from the top, T-W-O, and then you're gonna flip over the next card and say, there's your card, the 9 of spades. Now, let's say it was a separate card. Let's say it was a king, right? King is a 4-letter word. So for king, you do K-I-N-G, and you'd flip over the 4th letter, right? You wouldn't deal one more card. So that's 3 letters, 4 letters, and for 5 letters, what actually happened in the performance, let's say they picked the 8. So you'd count E-I-G-H-T, flip over that 5th card, and it's the first selected card. So regardless if it's 3 letters, 4 letters, or 5 letters, you're able to find one of the 2 selected cards. So let's just say it was, let's bring this back here. Again, any card picked at random, it was a 4. So you're gonna count F-O-U-R, or you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, whichever one you prefer. You do that, and you flip over, in this case, the 4th card, and say, look at that. Spectator numbers 2's card, the queen, no, not the queen, stupid. The 9 of spades is right here. Pretty impressive. Now you take this 9 and throw it off to the side. The way that you're gonna do return this 4, or return the 3rd selected card, is if the, let's say if the if this card was located on, if this card was the 4th card, and it was located on this pile, this card is gonna go on top of the deck. If this card was the 5th card, so let's say if this card was here, and you move this card out, this card would go on top of this, this 4th card here. So whichever card is pulled out, this card will go on top of the other selected card. So if we know the other selected card is here, we're gonna put it here. If the other selected card is on top of the deck, we're gonna put this on top of the deck. In this case, we know the 3 of diamonds is here. So we're gonna take, we're gonna take the 4 of hearts and put it right on top of the deck here. And now we're gonna take this packet, put it on top of this, and give the deck a couple of cuts. You can even have the spectator give the deck a couple of cuts. And you wanna do this fairly quickly, because if you do this slowly, it's kind of gonna be like, oh, maybe they're returning it to a specific position. It should seem like you're just gathering up the cards and, you know, just losing that card randomly somewhere into the center. And of course, once the spectator cuts it as well, you can spread out all the cards and say the 4 is back to back with just 1 card. And that is the 2nd selected card. In this case, the 3 of diamonds. Boom. For another fun effect that YouTube classifies as best for viewer, click on this video right over here, because YouTube knows what's best for you. A huge shout out to all my Patreon producers, and thank you, love you, see you soon.